Hi guys, my name is Ben.
I'm Nathan.
And welcome back to the Pride of Villa. Today we may be a little bit late, but we're still bringing it. We are bringing our Premier League predictions for 2020 and 21. We're going to go through all the 20 teams in the Premier League this season, predicting them from 20th, who's going to be relegated, to number 1, who's going to be winning the title. So if you are going to enjoy this video, please either like, subscribe, turn those notifications down below. Let's get the like spot going, Nathan. Get it with me. Like spot. Like spot. Tell us in the comments down below your predictions for the table this season. And without further ado, let's get started. So we're going to kick off in the relegation places. We're going to start off with 20th place. Shall I go first or you?
Yeah, you go first.
Right, in my 20th place I've got West Brom.
Really?
Yep.
Oh.
As of today, as we're recording, West Brom have just lost 3-0 to Leicester City in a very poor performance from them. And simply put, looking at the team, it's championship quality at best.
Yeah.
It looks rubbish, it's god awful. You're going down.
I've actually gone with Fulham. I don't really see anyone who screams amazing in that team. Same. Yeah, it's West Brom as well. Like, them two seem to be like easy wins for everyone. I'll say that, and then we just go and lose against them. But yeah, them two. West Brom just doesn't seem like a Premier League team at all.
Because you're fogged, then you just cut it in like.
Well, if you want to do Fogder, we have to be straight to the camera. So not look at each other. Well, that's right, Theo.
Well, Theo, I'll tell you what, I've got a fogged. No. So, in 19th place, I've got Fulham. I don't think the squad's good enough. Similar to West Brom, it just screams championship to me. Although they've got Areola and Mitrovic, some good signings and players there already. I just don't think it's going to be good enough going into the season ahead. 18th place now, I'm going for West Ham. I don't think West Ham are good enough. Watching them against Newcastle, they look dreadful.
There's a few good names.
It's a few good names, but overall, no new signings. Selling Dean Garner, the board's a mess. Simply, I think this is going to be the year where West Ham are going down.
I can agree with you, but I've actually put Brighton.
Oh, really?
The reason is, it's just, I don't think they're cut out for it. Yes, they do get these weird wins. They did the double last season against Arsenal, which was really good. I won't lie, the last game they had against them, I thought it was a bit stupid with Mope. Yeah, I don't think they've really got anything going for them. Like, if they didn't get that last point last season, they would have been in the danger zone. And yeah, I feel like they need to go down just to come back up against like more. They just need to
More developed.
Yeah, they need that strength, and I don't know. I don't feel like they're cut out for the Premier League. Yeah, that's 18.
But they've got people like Lallana and Veltman in.
Yes.
So
I don't know.
We'll see. 17th. Crystal Palace. I think Crystal Palace will just survive it. Again, I don't think there's a really good squad there apart from Eze and now Batshuayi. I think if it wasn't for Batshuayi, I would have put them down. Yeah. But now that they've actually got a striker that looks like they can score, he's familiar with the club already, I think they're going to do fine. Again, it also depends on if Zaha leaves this window, which I don't think is going to happen.
That's what I mean. If he stays, I do feel like they'll be safe. And that's like, I'm not saying top half. I'm saying they will be in the lower half. Yeah. Not like full on fighting relegation, but I do feel like he will stay in it.
Yeah, so I think Crystal Palace will be 17th.
17th for me, I've gone West Ham. I feel like they're just going to keep going down, and then next season will definitely be the season they'll be relegated unless they get some new manager in and just reshape the team. I don't know, I can't see them really staying up really, but they're one of them names. When you go in the Premier League, yeah, it's West Ham, Arsenal. Yeah. But I do feel like they should go down, just build that strength back up again. Yeah.
16th, Brighton. Similar to you really, I think they're fine. Lallana and Veltman, I think they're good signings for them, considering they just sold Shane Duffy to Celtic. I think it's okay. I don't think Brighton are really a team that's going to do much. Again, I think in the next 1 or 2 years, if something doesn't change, I think they are going down. Yeah. But I think they've got a decent manager in Potter, who is apparently a Villa boy as well.
Yeah,
so we could have him if Smith looks it up. But simply I think Brighton will be alright this season.
For 16th, controversially, I've gone with Leeds.
Why?
I feel like they're going to have a great start. Yes, I got the prediction right basically for them against Liverpool. I knew they'd start with a statement just showing why it should be Premier League quality, and I do believe they'll stay up. I feel like going into it, I feel like the players probably will just stop lacking like what they do. Bamford looked quite good yesterday,
Yeah.
but I do feel like players like him will just capitulate at the end, and I do feel like they'll be in the relegation battle. I feel like they'll be in the top half of the league for this half of the season. Next half, they'll just keep going down into the relegation. They won't get relegated. I think they'll be in like Brighton's sort of position from last season.
I think for them it's just all about staying up.
Yeah.
I think watching it yesterday, they were decent, apart from Koch and Rodrigo. That's just going to take time. I think it's one of them you just got to say. You're going into the first game against the champions. I think they did give them a really good go, to be fair.
Out of like last season, us, Norwich, Sheffield United, Fulham this season, West Brom going up, I feel like Leeds had the best like standing going up, just showing why they should be in the Premier League, and I do have to like give them respect for that. But yeah, that's just my decision on that.
15th, Villa. I don't think it's going to be much better than last season. I think obviously it's going to be better because we'll be in 15th this year. I think we're going to be much more comfortable in that relegation, but I just don't think it's going to be much better, unfortunately. Not just because of the players we've got, because I actually think the players we've been signing are the players that we should have signed the first year round, and I think it's very exciting. We've got Matty Cash, Ollie Watkins, who's already not only going to be the best sign this window, my favourite sign, and probably my favourite player already. I'm very excited for him. But as we're recording, we're apparently signed Emi Martinez from Arsenal, which is a good signing for us. Just putting to worry about Tom Heaton though. Rashisha, the one that's been going on since January, that's going to be happening. So it's very interesting.
Next few days, I'd say.
Yeah, and Bertrand Traoré from Lyon. So we'll fill up that winger role. Still want someone in midfield, but I'm guessing that means Jack Grealish is going to move back into there.
Yeah.
I'd still prefer a centre half or a left back, either one. But either way, I'm fine with that.
Still got time.
Yeah, I think Watkins is going to have a good season, but I just think it's not going to be much better. So 15 for me for Aston Villa.
I've got to say, just on that though, Watkins, he's going to be one of them players who just gel into the team straight away.
Yeah.
He's going to get some goals, but not as many as last season for him. But for 15th, I've gone with Crystal Palace.
14th, Newcastle.
Oh, have you gone Newcastle?
Oh, I've gone Newcastle.
I've gone Newcastle as well.
Oh, hold on, we've got to do the... Oh! I think we can agree on two good signings in Wilson and...
Got his debut goal.
Jamal Lewis, I'd say. Jeff Hendrick offers nothing. He's garbage. Ryan Fraser is alright.
I swear Hendrick got a goal.
We got a goal, but even then he's not really that good. But you know, you got Jamal Lewis, a really good left back from Norwich, really promising to go from Liverpool to Newcastle. Good move there. Although they did beat West Ham 2-0, it's Newcastle. I don't think it's going to advance much further than 14. I think it's just going to be another mediocre season.
Yeah, I have to go with that as well. But yeah, I went Newcastle as well. I do feel like Bruce just suits them.
Yeah.
Just nothing. It's nothing great, not amazing, but they're just gonna stay in the Premier League. They're gonna
I still think they need Benitez.
They do need someone better if they want to improve. Obviously, the owners pulled out, so they're not going to be anything better. But yeah, they'll just be one of them clubs who just don't go down, neither do they go further up. So
13th, Burnley. I don't believe they've made any new signings, from what I understand. There was the rumours of Sean Dyche not being very happy with the budget, but even then he hasn't signed anybody.
That's good though, if you don't sign anyone. It means...
Well, yeah, because he keeps the continuity of the team at hand, doesn't really put anyone at doubt. But I do think it's a team that always needs strengthening every window. And I just don't think, again, this, unlike previous season finishing 10th, around that mid-table spot, I don't think it's going to get much better this season. So 13th, Burnley.
Right, 13th, I've gone with Villa. I know I originally said in that last video, 9th, even 8th. Yes, we have got some great signings. Martinez coming out today, that's just amazing. That's going to solidify our Premier League status, if you ask me. Even though he only...
I think it shows the intent. As I just said, the
the
idea that it goes from the signs that we had this first year round to now, it feels like the signs we should have been making, and it feels almost like our version of Chelsea's doing right now. We're spending big money on big players. Also, Edouard could happen for 42. I don't think it's going to happen because I think realistically we're spending ridiculous money then.
Whilst we're talking about that, we were budgeted 100 million, but obviously that's going to go up now. So.
Yeah, it's obviously going to go up, but that doesn't mean we've got good owners, so hopefully they do see something else.
Yeah.
You've got Villa 13th. I think if it wasn't for this predictions video, I would say 13. I think it will happen as well. I'm going with my heart, but with my head, I think it's going to be 15th. I think it's going to be another just better season. I think we'll just gradually work our way there.
I'm saying 13th, but I do feel like there will be a bit of struggle with relegation.
Yeah.
Like, not as much. Like, obviously, I just can't take that here. That's just, oh my god.
12th, I've got Southampton. Carl Walker-Peters, Salibu. And that's it. Well, yeah, but they've still got him. Not really many new signings, but really, if he wasn't fitting, Southampton probably wouldn't be on where they are. Hopefully, he's going to have another good season this year. Unfortunately, losing to Crystal Palace.
I still can't believe that.
But I think Southampton will be fine. Yet again, I think Ralph Hasenhüttl, they finally found their form, their mojo, and I think they're just going to only get better from it.
Don't really know why people would say Southampton to get relegated, to be honest.
I think they're fine.
Exactly, it's like they could be in some sort of battle, but I can't see them getting relegated at all. But for me, it will be Everton in 12th.
Really?
Yeah.
With the midfield they've got.
I know. I just feel like they're gonna have one of those seasons again.
Well, as we're doing this right now, Tottenham are playing Everton right now, so we don't know the results. But hopefully, Everton probably gets something out there, and we start to see some different.
We'll actually check.
Yeah, we can have a quick check.
Don't worry. They are.
Oh, it's 0-0 right now. Waste of time. 11th, I've got Leeds United. I think I'm watching that Liverpool game. I think Leeds were going to do well anyway this season, but watching it, I think it really did surprise me. I think they are going to do fine. Really, it's all just on that Liverpool game last night. I think they were going to do okay.
It sort of scared me, to be honest.
Yeah, but watching them, they look really good. I agree with the signings they've made, essentially keeping the same team from the Championship last season, which was good enough already. Some really standout players. Luke Ayling, I thought looked really good. Hopefully, we're going to see Kiko Casillas come back in goal. Bamford getting a goal, Jack Harrison, and then the new players like Helder Costa, Rodrigo, Koch. I think they'll do fine, and I think they are going to have the season they deserve to have it in 11th.
So 11 for me, I've gone with Southampton. So basically, we're on the same.
We're on the same boat for all of these.
Southampton, it's like I feel like they're going to have a bit of a better season, but they have started out like
poor.
Against Crystal Palace. Yes, we lost 1-0 to them, but we obviously fought back in the second time we've met them 2-0. So not much I can say about that.
In 10th, Sheffield United.
I'll go with them.
Yeah, you love it. Again, it's a weird thing with Sheffield United. I never think it's a good squad because he just doesn't scream quality. But they've signed Jaden Bogle. Yeah, Jaden Bogle, Oliver Burke, I think it was. A lot of players from Championship. I think it's a fine team. It just doesn't scream it's going to be massively great. But it's all Wilder, really. And I think, although they should have really been in top 6 last season, sorry, I think they're going to slip much further down, really get their feet on the platform at Premier League level in 10th.
So yeah, I've gone with Sheffield United as well. I feel like they're going to have a good season, but just not as good as last season. I feel like last season was like the peak.
I wouldn't say the peak, I think it was just the...
Just for now, like, maybe next season they'll have a great one, but I don't think they're going to get Europa, even though they probably want to be challenging for it, which they really could.
Yeah.
If they put their heads towards it, but as you said, there's no one in that team that really screams like amazing, even though they are amazing. It's like, I don't know, we're against them first game of the season, so I do feel like we will win.
Yeah. In 9th, I've got Everton. Again, that midfield is just way too good to say no. Doucouré, Alan, and Rodriguez. Hopefully, they probably get a better centre half in. And I think really they're there. Nearly with Everton. I just think they need 1 or 2 more good players. But I think they're going to be much better now with Carlo Ancelotti. He's finally getting in some players.
Well done.
I think he's starting to work with what he likes. So yeah, I've got 9 for Everton.
9th for me is Wolves. Just the reason they're just going to be there. They will be challenging for Europa, obviously, but I don't know, I feel like they worked too hard last season for it, and he just won't be there this season.
Yeah.
So yeah, still good for them, as Wolves, but I feel like they just need that extra boost.
8th place, Leicester City. I think Europe's going to have the toll on them. I don't think this squad's good enough anyway for Champions League. I think the depth is rubbish. Even though they did get semi-final or quarter-final, whatever the one. I think Europa League they'll be fine. I don't think they're going to win it.
No.
And I think overall it's just going to have its Tottenham this season. Need to make more signings simply, but I think the midfield's pretty weak. Although they've sold Chilwell and signed Castane, who scored as we're recording. It needs to be better, really. A more solid left-footed left back. And really just a bit more better cover than Iheanacho for Vardy. But I think Leicester will be fine 8th.
So for 8th for me, I've gone Burnley. And the full reason is, when you don't go for any signings, neither sell people, I'm not too sure if they're selling them, but that the team only gets stronger. And
It depends if they still Tarkowski.
Well, it doesn't. It's one person here. I'm just saying, like, when you don't get anyone new in or even sell, that team can only just get better. And I do believe success will come out of that. Sean Dyche is a really good manager, and I feel like he is underrated. And they're one of them teams you don't expect to be so high on the table, yet they do. Yep. So people do say they will be lower this season. They won't be as great as last season. I feel they'll be just the same, to be honest.
7th, Wolves. Pretty much my second team, unfortunately, just because of
I can't hear that.
I think Wolves are fine. Once you get over it, they're fine. Signings wise, obviously Fabio Silva from Porto, 40 million for an 18-year-old, I believe. Very pricey. I think he's going to be the next João Phoenix in the sense that he only has one good game and will then turn out to be a flop. But hopefully he will grow into something. I can't really tell you the other players they've signed, but I do believe they are one player away from making a full Portuguese team. I think Wolves are fine.
On to me.
Yeah,
7th, Tottenham.
Tottenham?
Yes, I've only said that because I just feel like that's just right for him. I don't really know why I said it.
Matt Doherty,
just
Pierre Højbjerg.
Yeah, all I've got to say is that game against Denmark, why wasn't Mings in defence instead of Dyer?
Oh god, Dyer. Dyer is Dyer.
Right,
they need a centre half, but I think they're going to be signing Milik.
Well,
they need a better. They need.
They've
somehow got to find a backup to Harry Kane, whilst making Harry Kane feel like he has competition, even though it's Harry Kane.
Harry Kane.
Yeah, I can understand that. In 6th, I've got Tottenham. I think they will have Europa League football again this season. I think Arsenal and Tottenham are starting to fall away from the top 6. Even though my predictions may not suggest that. It's just not Tottenham right now. It's not the Tottenham that I know, the one that you'll always never feel confident against. Although they're going forward, they're really good with Son, Harry Kane, Bergwijn. Midfield-wise, it's really lacking creativity. I know they brought in Højbjerg, but really he's more defensive-minded. Winks isn't going to do it. I don't think Ali needs to have a good season, otherwise I think he's off. Yeah. They need a better centre-half. Goalie-wise, they're fine. Bringing in Joe Hart back up for Lloris is pretty decent.
They could do something with him, but even though people have said, well, I've said as well, he hasn't been that good.
Yeah, breakthrough with more younger talent like Jack Clark. They signed from Leeds and Tanguy, and I think they'll be fine. But I think they're falling away from top 4, so I'm going 6th.
6th for me, Leicester City. Purely because I feel like they're just going to want it a lot.
After that strong season.
Yeah, they're just going to really want it. Vardy, I'd say he's coming to the end of his career. Obviously, he got around.
Well, he's still got.
What do you say? 3 years.
He's 33 right now. He's still got about 3 or 4 years. I think this is probably starting to. Well, I think last season was the peak.
Very real for him that he's coming to the end.
I think it's the peak. I think it's now going to start getting worse.
That's what.
So obviously you've got to worry that what are Leicester going to do to replace him. I don't know who they're going to find to replace him.
I don't know how he could even replace Vardy, to be honest. I don't know.
But I think he's still got 3 more years in him.
Yeah.
So this is hard because I think we've both got the same 2 picks here. I originally had them in 4th, but I think I'm going to go with them 5th. Man United. It really depends on Sancho comes in because they.
Well, they're not going for Grealish now, are they?
I think they are. No, right. In 5th, I'm going to go with Arsenal. Although I think Arsenal's pretty decent. So, yeah. Although I think Arsenal's been decent with their signings, I think they still need 1 or 2 more players.
Yeah, I said that.
but they look very good. Although it was fun, they look really decent. I think they can maybe perhaps break through top 3 if they really do put their heads to it. Great youngsters, great players in that first team.
Oh, yeah.
I just think it's going to fall short again, but I'm not really confident that they are going to be 5th. I think they are going to do much better. So 5th for me, Arsenal.
Yeah, 5th for me as well is Arsenal. 8th last season for them, just
Really
not good
disappointing.
enough. I feel that's
Although they got
for that,
What do you mean?
because they haven't been that low in the table.
Oh yeah, it's
before.
that worst league positioning since Arsene
Yeah.
Wenger left.
So they're definitely going to be higher. Arteta, I'm fearing him. Like
He's scary.
he's scary. Like, Willian in that game looked really good.
3 assists, didn't get man of the match.
Amazing, like such a good sign for him. But
Well, in terms of the club, it's a good sign. In terms of what they've done behind the scenes for it, it's disgusting. What do you know what it is? They've sacked off nearly 60 staff members just to pay his wages.
I didn't hear it. Actually, I didn't hear it.
It's crap.
I'm just saying, like William,
But then again, it
great
goes down to
signing.
owners. Yeah.
Aubameyang will be amazing this season, and I just feel like Arteta is since Wenger left. Arteta's been like the best manager since. So
Yeah.
I respect the man a lot. What he's done for them, even though they're not our club, but yeah, they're going to be real high. So I'm saying 5th.
4th, Man United.
Yep, me too.
Again, it depends on Sancho, doesn't it? I think Sancho is going to happen.
It's not going to be Grealish.
The interesting thing is Reguilón from Sevilla, the left back. Sancho on the right really does reinforce the squad depth. I still think people like Twanzebe, Fosu Mensah deserve more time, more youngsters in
Wish
there.
we had Twanzebe.
I do, but he's past what we need now. I think it's way gone for him now.
I feel like we can go for way there.
Yeah, you can go for bet. I think the problem is if he comes in, he's like house. But we're talking about Man United. I think Sancho is going to be happening. They've obviously signed Van der Beek, which is a very good signing.
Well, I didn't really see like much from it, but I did see a few skills from him.
Yeah.
In that game that we had against them that we won.
Yeah. But I think Man United will do one position less this season.
Yeah.
But again, I think it just depends on Sancho. But I do think it's going to happen. So we got the same one there. 3rd place, I would have had them 2nd, but I'm being real. Chelsea. Obviously, they are the kings of this transfer window. Havertz, Werner, Ziyech, Silva,
Just too many big names.
Mangala, Sarr. They are rumoured to have now signed Mendy from, I believe it's Nice in the Ligue 1. They are also reported to try and go for Declan Rice for 80 million.
That sounds.
But I don't think that's going to be happy. But then again, they could just sell Kante, which they shouldn't do. Part of me,
Man United.
yeah, part of me wants to see Chelsea do well, just because the players have signed. I think they really should. I think Werner's going to have a good year regardless of how the team plays around him. I think Ziyech's going to be someone that needs to be more eyes on him. You know, you've got the likes of Pulisic, you've still got Kante. You're going to have a good goalie. Ben Chilwell as well, got to mention that. A lot of money spent there. I think they're going to do fine. I think perhaps maybe Champions League finals.
Never know.
But yeah, we have to wait and see.
So yeah, I went with Chelsea as well. It's just too many big names. But if any manager was going to get sacked this season, it would have to be him if they flop. Because obviously they've brought in these many big names.
Leave in the comments down below what you think will happen with Frank Lampard regarding the
I just feel
finish
like it's
of
going to
Chelsea's
happen. I
season.
don't know why. It's just I feel like they're going to all flop, and then it will just be turned on Lampard because he's spent so much. I heard he's getting quite a bit of the money back anyway.
Well, that's what I'm saying. He's sold Hazard and Morata for a combined about 150 million. His first few players, I think Ziyech, Werner and Chilwell make up practically 130 million. So he's only really spent right now probably 90, 100 million so far, which they did need. I think they need practically a new squad going into this season. But really, if he doesn't perform, I've got to imagine he's going to get sacked.
Yeah.
Because really, you've given him this much money. He's really got to perform. I don't think it's just simply a case of a lot of these players, their first time in the Premier League. You just have to give them a chance. 2nd, then, this is the big one. I'm going for Liverpool.
Oh.
Yes. I think Liverpool's time is coming.
Yeah.
Not coming to an end as such as like they're not going to win
It was a
anything again.
one-off, I'd say.
I think it's slowly going to start dwindling down now. I think, although they've signed to Miscas, I still think they need a midfielder. I still think you could do better than Firmino, because I think he's quite rubbish. I think Liverpool will be fine. Obviously, with the dominant force again. I think defensively they were quite rubbish against Leeds, but I think that's just complacency. But overall, I've got them second.
So yeah, I've got Liverpool second as well. I feel like that was just a one-off last season. We might also just talk about Man City being first as well.
Yeah.
The reason I've said Man City first is I do feel like they were unlucky not to win last season. They were just far too dominant. Let's just think about the games they had. 6-1 at our home. That was just crazy for one.
Yep.
Yes, it's Man City against us, newly to the Premier League. Watford against Man City, 8-0. Amazing again. What other games did they have, which was what really big? I'm just thinking like
2-1 wins, 2-0 win over Man United.
So, oh yeah, that 4-0 win against Liverpool. Things like this, like I do feel like Guardiola's just gonna dominate it, and I can't blame him really.
Yeah, I think signing wise, it's not been as big as they've needed. Ake and Ferran Torres.
Yeah.
But then again, I think they're going to have to rely a little more on that squad of theirs. I do believe that Liverpool will not have as great a season. I don't know if they're going to win Champions League as well. I think they're probably going to win FA Cup.
They'll win something.
They'll win something, definitely. I think this is Man City's year. Fucking hell.
The Spurs.
I think this will be Man City's year to win the Premier League. I don't think Champions League,
Nah.
which they really need to have done. They should have done it. The problem is with last season, if they'd won against Lyon, they would have had to play Bayern Munich. I think they still would have got smashed there. I think they're going to have to win it this year, but I don't think that's going to happen. I think they're going to win the Premier League, probably the Carabao Cup. But overall, I just think that's how it's going to end.
Whilst we're talking about that, do you think Villa will be that successful for the Carabao Cup this season?
No.
So do you think we'll get to any sort of final?
No. The problem is with the Carabao Cup final, although we did play a team like Wolves and Leicester, it was really Leicester was sort of dipping in form. Wolves weren't playing their best squad, and I think overall it was really just an easy cruise to the Carabao Cup final. But I don't think Villa's really going to do much this season apart from 15.
Depends. I'm not saying that we're going to be as great in it, but I do feel like we will get somewhere in it again. Just with these new players, I'm just really excited to see what these new players give. Like Watkins, basically just made his debut against Man United, 1-0 with that header, which is what we weren't scrappy at all, which is amazing. Assist from Trezeguet, we've got all this going for us. All our players now, except from Watkins, Cash. Well, that's really it right now. Premier League quality, really.
Yeah. So I think we are going to improve. We are going to get better.
Yeah.
I don't think it's going to be a much better season, but for a lot of these teams. So that's our Premier League predictions. If you did enjoy the video, please leave a like, obviously subscribe. Tell us what you think your predictions are for the comments down below, what ours are. You can tell us on our social pages as well. They'll be in the description down below. But without further ado, he's been Nathan, I've been Ben, up the Villa with the pride of Villa. We'll see you later, boys.
Jimmy on the beat, boy.